Peace, 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 peace. In the now of the one, the only now and the only one, please like the live, tap the screen, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Game time. Here we go. Peace. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. The collective's energy is heavy. That's pretty much the theme of this today. Is the collective, obviously our individual energy that we're dealing with, but the collective's energy as well, heavy as fuck, isn't it? I know you feel it. This collective ascension, obviously the inward ride. I push the inward knowledge that it's your ascension. It's you. It's all you. But then you have an externalized version of you. Let's lock in off rip. You have externalized versions of you, like me. I'm an externalized version of you. But I exist in your mind? Okay. But I'm an externalized version of you. And let's pretend from your vantage point, I'm a part of the collective, right? Because I am. And I was giving off this energy of fear and all of the, whatever energy that I'm giving off that mirrored the energy that exists within you. Now you feel that tangibly when you're just chilling, when you're just being. You feel the collective's energy. You may have done a lot of inner work in your own time, in your own way. You've done a lot of inner work. And yet you sit around and still feel this pressure. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I feel this anxiety, this energy. I'm feeling it. What's going on? You're feeling the collective's energy. It's heavy because the collective's going through the same ascension you're going through. It's mirrored. Okay? So think about how confused you were. Think about how much pressure it was to uncover the truths about reality in your own personal incarnation. Now think about those who are newly awakened, who don't know anything about this, have no frame of reference, and these types of ideas are coming across their For You page. These types of ideas are coming across their awareness. Oh yeah, it's heavy. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. I love and appreciate every single one of you as if you are me, because you are me. Lock in. I feel like I have to keep letting go, but I don't know what of. I love that. That was beautifully put, and I love how you put that. That's a great way to explain the energy. Okay? You're kind of letting go for the collective. So if the collective is feeling a particular vibration and energy that corresponds with what they've been attaching to in their identity, in their life, what they've been attaching to, they've been letting that go. So the heavy energy of that, you're feeling it in your own field. And you letting go of shit that you have no frame. I'm not dealing with any of that. Not at least not that I know of. Consciously. That's why I said we are grand transmuters on a higher level. We are not only transmuting for our own lifetime, our own bullshit, our own family, friends, relationships, drama. We're not only transmuting for that, but we're transmuting for reality in the collective of humanity. I've been feeling it heavy in the past couple of days to the point where I haven't been going live. I'm like, I can't even get on here. And like, I went live a couple of times, like earlier this morning. I'll go live when I first rise because I have the most energy. But throughout the day, it's as if when human beings wake up from the dream realm, I can feel them. I'm like, God damn, they must be up. They must be up thinking about shit. They must be up fearing about things and imagining, because I can feel their energy collectively. That's why in the rising or early in the morning, I'm talking about 3 o'clock a.m., right? This is why you feel more comfortable in the rising or like 3 a.m. to be up and just chill, because you have more clarity, because your immediate circumstances and your immediate environment, most people are in the dream realm, so they're not up thinking and shit. Okay, now let's get back to it. Please make sure you tap the screen, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. So what's happening? You're happening. You're happening. What's happening? It's the end. We say this every day, but there's only today. There's only this, and this is what we're beginning to feel deeply, that this is all we have. And then we keep recycling and coming back like, damn, I'm back again? Yes. You're back in the same moment to make a new decision, to feel a different way, to think a different way. But I have to say this. It is okay to feel the pressure. It is okay to sometimes even succumb to it. I'm just laying down today. You know what? I'm just laying down. Fuck it. It's okay. Now, we have a tendency, those that are what we call chosen ones or highly spiritual human beings, we have a tendency to have to be perfect. I'm not supposed to feel bad. Wait. There's no balance in that. You're going to feel particular energies, and it's okay to be like, you know what, today I feel that. That's how I feel today. It's another thing, see, where human beings go wrong, they'll feel energy and they'll prolong that. They'll prolong it. They'll keep that energy going throughout the days. And I had the past couple of days, I'll go on live. It's been ebbs and flows within my days. And I've been trying to energetically get out of that, right? Heavy, okay? There's energetic ebbs and flows throughout your day. High energy when you rise. Wow, I could take on the world. This is amazing. Boom. Then noon comes. Around 11 o'clock, noon hits. You're like, I don't even know if I want to fucking still be here. I don't even know if I want to be on Earth. Like, we'll have those ebbs and flows. And then 5 o'clock hits and you're like, all right, I'm winding down. I'm chilling. Things are okay. Things are not that bad. It's not that bad. Ebbs and flows. The energies of, right, your own BS, but also coupled with the energy of the sun, photonic evolution, then the collective's energy, we're dealing with a lot. We're dealing with a lot. Then you got the bills, then you got the drama, then you got Trump, and then you got Elon, and then you got scrolling, and you're scrolling all day, and you're putting so much energy in your auric field. You're putting so much, and there's already so much energy being poured into your auric field from the sun and from these other entities and beings that surround us. We're going through a lot. This is why it's important to slow down. Slow down. Trust that all is well. Easy to say, harder to do. Easy to say, harder to sit in your idle time and feel that energy of depression and fear and anxiety and rage and fuck this. Yeah, I know. Because I've been there. And I've been going through that the past couple of days. Where I sit in my idle time and I want more, but at the same time, there's a part of me that wants nothing. Huh? And this is like my therapy. This is like my therapy. I'm able to just get it off, right? And talk about this pressure and this energy that we're all going through. You're not alone. Oh, bro, I wish you wouldn't have. I can't get anything from Cash App. That's why I changed my Cash App to my PayPal. But hopefully I can bounce that back to you, but I can't access the app because I'm in Egypt. So, bro, I hope you didn't send like a significant amount. But I can get a VPN popping and hopefully be able to bounce that back to you because I can't get into my Cash App. So anybody that's trying to donate, Spitty, it means the world though. Anybody that's trying to donate, you have to donate to my PayPal. I'm going to put it right here. If you feel called to, Spitty, thank you, bro. Thank you. Seriously. Because, you know, when we're speaking spiritual matters, people don't want to support in that way for some reason. I don't know why. But if you guys do want to donate, and of course, only if you feel called to, if the Spirit's calling you to do so. I'm not coming here to ask you to do it, but if you feel called to, please do. Let's keep going. Spitty, thank you. Let me explain something. You're not alone, okay? This is the crux of the situation. I'm going to explain what the crux of the situation is. You're not alone, and yet you're alone. I'm going to explain to you what I mean. Hold on. Just hold on. Hold on tight. You are alone in that there's only one consciousness that exists. There's only one consciousness looking through all the eyes. But that one consciousness split itself off into the me that you see and the you that you think you are. So you're forever alone and you're never alone. This is the divine conundrum. I'm here, and yet I'm not. But I'm here, but I'm in your mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? The main point of the entire ascension process is for you to remember that there's really nothing out here and that everything exists within you, and everything that you see that seems to be in the material world is a part of you. It's a part of you. I've been feeling really sleepy lately, exhausted. You're not alone with that, right? So lock in with me. I need you to understand that if there's only one consciousness, then that in which you're going through, on whatever level you're at, you will find others that are going through that same thing on that same level, right? So those that are consciously, those that are consciously doing the work, the inner work, contemplating, realizing, watching specific videos, journaling, meditating, lighting that sage, lighting that incense, those that are in that vibration, we are on the same timeline and the same reality and are going through the same things and the same symptoms. You'll never know it if you don't speak up. The problem is that we're afraid to speak up. We're afraid to talk to others because those that surround us make us feel bad for what we're feeling spiritually. You understand what I'm saying? This is why you're constantly on TikTok scrolling, because you're looking for the next perspective and perception that will mirror the one that's in your mind. The brain is hardwired to look for proof of what it believes. So you're always scrolling looking for a MoonManT type of character piece. Yeah? A version of you that mirrors you. The problem is that you're not surrounded physically by you're not surrounded by a support system in the physical reality because they all bots. I'm going to keep it real with you. They're the version of you that you used to be a bot. I did too. We used to be bots. We used to run around, fucking bots. Don't really know. We used to just go along with the program. Didn't you? Of course you did. I did. We all did at one point. But then we rose to consciousness. We rose. I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't what it seems. And then but you didn't have the support system surrounding you in the physical. In the physical realm, you didn't have the support system. Your mom, your brother, your friend, your cousin, they used to ridicule you. I know they did. Because they did me. They laughed, they joked, oh, you changing your diet. Oh, you meditating, you got them crystals. Especially if you're in a religious type of reality. Those that are surrounding you are very religious. No knock to them, no shame to them, no energy on them. But they would never be able to resonate on the frequency that you're on, because the frequency that you're on is of freedom, spiritually. That's the vibration that you're on. And those that surround you, but it wasn't supposed to be that way. You were supposed to be the grand one, the great one, the wizard, the witch, the god, the goddess amongst the mortals. Do you hear what I'm trying to convey to you? Amongst the mortals, a god would appear. And you are that. And you took on the brunt of that energy. And this is why you want so badly for the physical beings around you to mirror the God within you, but it would be impossible for that to be, because if two gods were just occupying the same space, especially at the times we woke up, it wouldn't be possible for it to be sustainable. Because the energy of the planet wasn't at a point where the gods could converge physically, so we had to do it digitally. TikTok. This is why I believe that TikTok is God's app, although it has its shit. TikTok is God's app because they had the divine For You page where you probably found me. This is probably one of some of y'all first day in here hearing me. How did you find me? You've been looking for me for thousands of years. And here I am. Some of y'all, most of y'all found me through the For You page. God. That's God's That For You page is all God. Right? And 360 The Alchemist, my God. It's my God. You guys make sure you please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. Click the link in my bio. All things MoonManT are there. If you feel like you're not getting enough from this, if you're not getting your questions answered, whatever the case is, book a one-on-one session if you feel called to. Click the link in my bio. Also get my book, Magic, Music, Triumph. My book is in my bio. That will be a great support as well. But if you can't do the things monetarily, please at least like the live, share the live. Yeah? And if you feel called to, become a subscriber today. Let's keep going. Now, there is a crescendo occurring. There is a energetic war that it has been occurring and raging, but rest assured the game is fucking over. The game's over. We're just playing it out, and every day keep coming back to the same shit. What the fuck is going on? You have the pressure and the energy that you transmute it, and you keep doing it over and over. But the game's over in the ways that we've played the game. Okay, lock in with me. Now, you have a battle, an energetic battle that has been brewing for thousands of years that is at its peak right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what the energetic battle is. And I'll talk about politics. That's its own energetic battle that's going on. I'm talking about the belief and how we believe in the Most High, in God. The Christians or whatever religious factions versus those who believe themselves to be spiritually free from that. It's coming to a head now, and you can see it on TikTok. There's a battle between those who believe that God exists outside of them in a figure that you must bow down to and praise. And then there's the other side. It's all one. It's just an illusion. The other side that knows that God lives within them. We just know it. I know, I feel the divinity that lives within me. There is nothing outside of me that can tell me any other idea. You can tell me, but I come from that in which you're trying to preach to me. We all have. You're either a Christian or a Muslim or you were Jewish or something. You were raised in this matrix controlled system that had control systems that told you what God was. So we all came from that. So those that are Christians or Jews or Muslims are trying to preach to the choir. We were there. I was already there. You're trying to tell. I was already there. I know the energy that it comes with. I know the type. Okay. Now, the problem is alumni. I like that. Alumni graduated from that spiritual idea to the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that God is flowing through me, as me, with me. I can never be separate from the Most High. How is that possible? It cannot be possible, and I do not need no intermediary in between me and the Most High. Any intermediary that is described in the physical reality must be a symbolic intermediary. It's all symbolic. It's not a physical entity, Jesus Christ. It's not a physical entity. Jesus Christ must be symbolic for something I'm going through within my own being to get to the quote-unquote Most High God. It's all symbols if they could see it, but they don't see things in symbols. They see things as literal, and that's what it is for them. That's okay. So we had the battle, and what was put on the forefront was a young woman named Jasmine, right? And then another young lady, I forgot her name. Somebody in the comments might know her name, right? And they had a live, and a live went viral. This is nothing happens for no reason. It all happens for a reason. It first happens in the spiritual, then it trickles down into the physical. And those who represent the Most High God and the knowledge of God within, and those who represent some type of objectified God being out here that they're waiting to float down from the sky, it had to come to a head. It had to come to like, look, what's going on? What's going on here? Well, what we doing? So they had a debate. And they debated. And Jasmine, who represented the God within, that's how I describe it. Jasmine, who represented the God within. And the other young lady, I forgot her name, it was like God is something, right? She was getting ate up, and I'm going to tell you why. Most Christians, most human beings who are Christian-based or religious types of beings can only get and stay within the confines of their book. You've been on the live with me, yeah? You've been on the live with me for almost a half hour now. Lock in with me. You've been on the live with me for almost a half hour. There are no books around me. I don't have a laptop around me. I don't have a book around me. There's nothing around me. Nothing. And when I get on live, there's never a book around. And this is not any knock to anybody that does the book thing, because those who teach from the book, not just necessarily the Bible, but different types of books, they're putting it in their own words. Those who are fixated on biblical scriptures can't and will not and refuse to put things in their own words. They refuse to speak to you from their own inner convictions, their own inner brilliance, their own inner light. This is why anytime you try to have a conversation with them, the first thing, or every time they begin it with this is how they begin it, right? You'll be like, well, I believe the nature of reality is an inward subjective rod. I think that God lives within all of us, and every grain of sand and every atom within reality. What will they say? Well, the Bible says, oh my, as soon as you hear them say, well, the Bible says, it's like, I know where we're going here. Nowhere. We're not going to go anywhere. Because we're going to constantly, every time I give you something from my heart, every time I give you something from my consciousness, you're going to go, well, the Bible said, all right. The Bible said, what do you say? Yeah? What do you have to say about the sun? What do you have to say about nature? What do you have to say about the grand universe, the unending universe? What do you say about the potential of extraterrestrial life? What do you say about the ancient ancestors that stretch far beyond the Bible? What do you say about it? Well, you can't say much about it because it doesn't fit your tightly knit narrative. And this is the game, right? And this is why those who are free are free. Thank you so much, Kimmy. I love you. I appreciate you, truly. You guys make sure you like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Become a subscriber today. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't have the monetary means to become a subscriber, do the free stuff. Like the live, share the live, like my videos, all the free stuff, you know? There we go. Now, that's the ultimate matrix program. When you're told that God exists outside of you, automatically, subconsciously, you're going to be seeking God. And everything, everywhere is God. Now, they gave you some figure and they called it Jesus. But then they told you that God is apart from Jesus. And they tried their hardest to confuse you. This is basically the point. So subconsciously, you'd be seeking God in everything. And this is how cults begin to form. I'm going to tell you how. Since you're seeking God in everything, everywhere, when you finally see, hear, or sense that God may exist in something or someone, say for me, for instance, say I'm MoonManT and I'm the greatest of all time. I am God and I believe that God lives within me and I speak with such poetic whatever. And you had no knowledge about the nature of reality or life and you just heard this guy and it just was so, you were so enamored with it. Since you were told that God exists outside of you, your energy would fall victim to mine. Because you'd objectify me. You'd put me on a pedestal. Because you were fed the ultimate lie that God lives out there somewhere. Right? And this is how cults begin to form. Jim Jones and fucking whoever, you name the cults and all the cults that have ever existed. It's been human beings who have never believed within themselves that something divine could be living in them. They've always been looking for some type of God, being, to be living outside of them. It was hard for them to believe that. Okay? That's the program. They never want you to believe that God could possibly live within you. They never want you to believe because they want you on a never-ending search for God. If you guys want to donate, hit the PayPal. This is my search for God. If you guys want to donate, hit the PayPal. This is my advertising. You get the PayPal if you feel called to, only if you feel called to donate. I don't care if it's $1, it means the absolute world. Thank you in advance for all those who do donate. If you feel called to, the Spirit's pulling you to. If you don't have the monetary means to donate, please just like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Thank you. Okay? Here we go. Right. Okay. Now, there are gonna be debates. It's the end of time, y'all. Now, every single wisdom teaching, every single religious teaching has some type of prophetic message about these times. So each one of them will say, well, my book says that this was going to happen at this time. Well, my culture said that this is going to happen. Well, duh, it's going to mirror it. The problem is that every single one of these different religions and different belief systems have constantly objectified the teaching. Jesus or Yeshua or Yehoshua, whatever you want to care about these names. These beings have always been inward beings. They've always been mystics. They've always been gurus. They've always been inner beings, trying to teach the outward matter-based fucking mortals that we're gods. Trying to tell them, hey, I and my Father are one. You are two. You're one with the Father. You're one. There is no other. There could be no other. There's only one. Appearing to be two. Appearing to be three, appearing to be you, appearing to be me. That rhymed, right? I'm trying to tell you, all of these beings, now lock in. Now let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Now, what I'm suggesting to you is that all of those beings, all of them, if it's only one, lock in. All of them are figments of your imagination. Please lock in with me. Please listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Everything in the physical reality, whether it be a book, whether it be MoonManT, whether it be a video that you watched, all of it was designed to get you to wake up to the fact that it was always you. It was only you, and you're the only one that has ever existed. You're the only one that exists. It's the only ascension that's happening. Your evolution is the only one. You are the child of God. It's been you the whole time. Everything else has just been a story. Everything else has been a story about you. Symbolic. About you waking up, about your ascension, about your evolution, about your relationship with the sun and the trees and the birds and the bees and your mom and your dad and your cousin and your friend and your girlfriend and your boyfriend and all that shit. The story of the human being, the story of human life has been happening through you. Through you. Everything else has been a projection of you. If what I'm saying is true, if reality itself is a hologram like we've been saying, if reality itself is a simulation like we've been saying, then you've been simulating information, objective information that was trying to remind you about who you are in the simulation, that you're the creator of it. Lock in. I was singing that song today. Oh my God. Synchronicity. Right? Right? Yeah. Okay, so the story of Jesus is a story of you. The story of Buddha is a story of you. The story of Kuan Yin is a story of you. The story of Saint Germain is a story of you. The story of MoonManT is a story of you. I'm just a fucking hologram in your mind, from your perspective. From mine, you're that for me. There's only one being here. There's only one here. I'm trying to get you to wake up. I'm trying to get you to wake up to something. And this is the truth that you're trying to wake up to, that it's really just been you here. As frightening as it seems. But that's the truth. That's the ultimate truth. We playing around with the spirituality. But once you realize that everything else is an aspect of you, everything else is you in the most literal way. Yes, it has its own forms. It's taken. See, let's break it down like we break it down. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, tap the screen. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will be on my YouTube channel. Click the link in my bio if you're missing anything. Lupe Fiasco said, I'm telling your story wherever I perform. He gets the understanding of the I am and the I am presence. Okay? This will be on YouTube. Click the link in my bio. Subscribe to my YouTube. Lock the fuck in. Okay? Everything and everyone's a different aspect of you. And infinite diversity. Infinite diversity. But the diversity is an illusion. On the level of the atom. On the level of energy. It's all an illusion. On that level. On this level, I'm me. On this level. I'm MoonManT. Watching me. On this level of the reality. But if you studied me, if you studied my body, if you studied the wall, if you used a microscope that was powerful enough to study my body and study the wall, you'll realize at the deepest level of me and the wall were made of the same exact shit. And whatever I'm made of and the wall's made of is in that so-called space that's between me and the wall. Me and you. If you could feel me through the screen right now, lock in. If you can feel my energy, I do this all the time. This is a beautiful type of technique to get you to understand how powerful this shit is. If you can feel me through the screen, then you should logically surmise that the energy that exists between you and I makes the space null and void. There really is no space. There's that energy that exists between you and I. So we are essentially swimming through an ocean of energy. And if we're speaking about an ocean of energy, this would mean that we are that energy frozen in time. As a human, as a cat, as a wall, as a sun, as a tree, as a planet. That energy that underlies matter, that is the reason for matter, that ocean of energy is frozen in time as MoonManT, as the blinds. This is when we get into manifesting. This is when we get into playing with that energy. Because the energy that makes me what I am and the wall what it is, the same energy. This is when we start talking about manifesting a car and manifesting your dreams and manifesting money, and it's all the fucking same shit. There's nothing other than that energy at play. There's nothing other than the one energy that makes everything what it is at play. So this is why I say that this is the illusion. This is the dream. This is the movie. Lock in with me. Why is this the illusion? Why is this the dream? It's because on the higher levels of reality, the energy that we experience, it's beyond matter. The energy makes matter what it is. Please listen. Okay? So, beyond matter is the energy that makes matter what it is. It's free. It's flowing. You can't see it because your senses won't allow you to right now. That's the game you locked yourself into. Okay, thank you for the diamond means the world. Lock in, listen to me. So manifestation is the freezing of the energy we desire. Exactly. But the crux of it is that you already froze it all just now. Lock in. My point is that to have gotten here, you would have had to freeze the energy of infinity into this just now. But you forgot. You played the game of forgetfulness. You made sure that you wouldn't remember that you just got here. Your DNA is encoded with information of a yesterday and a tomorrow. That's why. That's why when you wake up from a dream, you're confused as fuck. Because the DNA has to remind you of who you are here. When you come back from a dream, you were everywhere. You were everything again. You were the ocean again. You were free. But then you got back into the body, which has DNA encodements, information encodements that remind you of who you are. That's why when you wake up from the dream, you're like, what the fuck is this? Who am I? Oh, all right, I'm this. All right, okay. Okay, I got work in an hour. But you had to be reminded of who you are because you had no frame of reference when you come back from the dream realm because you were in another reality. Lock in. I know I'm getting passionate, but this is the passionate shit. This is crazy. This is crazy. Clip it. If y'all know how to clip this shit. This will be on YouTube too, so please subscribe. Lock in. Subscribe to my YouTube. Click the link in my bio. Oh my God. That's crazy as fuck. So, lock in. So you essentially just got here. The Big Bang just happened. Just now. Boom. Bam. There you got it. Boom. But you have memories of yesterday. That's when they're trying to get you to stop the trauma. The spiritualists, myself, different other versions of you are trying to get you to end the loop of 10 years ago when they fucking stole your bike and yesterday when she stole your lunch. We're trying to get you off the loop of that illusion. Yes, it happened. We know, okay, it happened, all right. But you have to let it go energetically, because if you hold on to it energetically, that's where your energy is. And again, use that energy. You're using the energy for that. She stole your lunch. You know, you can talk about is that. So your energy is going to that. So when you let that go, fuck that. Next, now you're using your energy to manipulate the reality. Move it around and shit. The way you're supposed to be doing. Like you would do in a dream. All right, now let's get back to the fact that this is a dream and how I know that it's a dream. Lock in, because if we know that the true form of reality is formless, and it's an ocean of energy, an ocean of reality, right? This means that anything that takes a form is an illusion of that energy. If I'm a free-flowing energy, like let's say, what do the kids play with? What's that thing called? Let's just say Play-Doh, right? Play-Doh, it really could be any form. Or the gelatin shit that the kids play with. I forgot what they call it. Like that stretchy stuff. It's really formless. But when you make it a form, not the fidget spinners, no, it's like a gelatin type of thing. But when you make it a form, you made it into something. But it's really slime. Yeah, it's slime. But it's really formless. It could be anything. That's the nature of reality. That's the nature of you. So when you take a form, that's the illusion. God took form. God made itself forms for a moment. What moment? This moment is the only moment. That's why they keep telling you, this is it. You're here, right now. This is it. You keep thinking, though. You're a thinker. But the thinking is you. The thinking is you manipulating the energy that you used to get here in the first place. The energy of thinking is you manipulating the energy that you used to get here in the first place. In the only moment that actually exists. This is it, right here. But they created things to do, right? Lock in with me, okay? I have work. I have to get money. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm not on time. I have to run. Gotta go. Gotta do. So the more that you have to do something, the more you have to think about the shit you have to do, right? Because you can't just do shit, right? I gotta think about it. I gotta think about the route I'm gonna take today. I gotta think about the status, and I gotta think. And they get you away from the only moment that actually exists. Right here and right now. Eternity. Heaven on earth. Hell is the thinking. Hell is the act of thinking about shit and always fearing shit and shit popping in the only moment that exists. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to just be. They don't want you to just be. You are so acclimated to thinking and doing that when you simply have a chance to just relax, you think you're not doing nothing. Your mind comes in and it tells you you're not doing enough. What the fuck are you doing? Get up and do something. Don't sit there and be. This is why most human beings can't meditate. And they wonder why every time when I be trying to meditate, I close my eyes and I can't stop thinking. Yeah, because you're addicted to thinking. You're addicted to thinking about shit. And then when you start thinking, you get anxiety and you grab your phone. Gratitude. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you guys for the gifts, for the likes, for the shares, for the comments. It means the world. Make sure you tap the screen, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Okay? It's a hamster wheel. Y'all give me a second. Let me get something to drink. There is so much peace in the now. Exactly. Agreed. Can we multitask, be listening to you in this moment while doing stuff? You could do anything you want. I think what I'm trying to describe to you is that in the doing is taking you away from the moment. I'm not saying to just stop. What I'm saying is that even as you're doing, you have to remember the truth of who you are in the now. This is becoming more intentional with when you're doing a thing, when you're doing anything. You're making a sandwich, you're intentional. When you're eating a sandwich, you don't just turn on Netflix. That's when you start to become a bot or autopilot being, a being on autopilot. This is when you start to become more intentional, more grounded, more here. I'm here. My water, drink my water, put it down, not do. This is when we lose control, and then we're susceptible to other entities, other energies that exist. I'm telling you, this spiritual realm is vast and unending. There's different types of entities and deities. They all exist as you. They are you. They're consciousness. But while you're in the body, they exist as different forms, different thought forms. Right? They're all around you. They're all around you. This is when I began I began this talking about the collective's energy and how the collective is thinking these crazy fucking thoughts, fucking psycho type thoughts. This is what's happening. And you as a powerful deity is working as a transmuter of that. Right? You're a powerful transmuter of that energy. Okay? Hey, we all came to do that work. In the now. So you're still gonna live life, but you're just gonna become more highly intentional about what you're doing. Right? You're just gonna become more intentional. As opposed to just doing shit. You're still gonna go to work, even though all the shit is crashing, the money system's crashing, the governments are crashing, right? It's crashing. Under the weight of our awakening. Lock in. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. What happens to a dream, right? What happens to the dream when the dreamer wakes up? Okay. When you fall asleep and you just unconscious in the dream, you're at the whim of your subconscious. You're at the whim of the dream. You're just doing whatever the fuck is going on in the dream, whatever. But if you were to wake up to the you that is here, that's listening, if you were to wake up in the dream as the you that's listening, yo, I'm up in this bitch, what happens to the dream? Pop quiz. If you woke up in your dream, in your night dream, what happens in the dream? If you woke up in it, what would happen? No wrong answers. Just want to see where y'all at. Excuse me. If you fell asleep and you was in a dream and you was unconscious at first and you was just doing shit, just in a dream, and then you woke up, I get control. Lock in. Listen to me. Listen closely. Now, if I'm suggesting to you that this is a dream, if I'm suggesting to you that this is a dream and you're waking up in it, what the fuck do you think is about to happen? What do you think you're feeling? That's what you're feeling. That's what's happening. That's why the systems are crashing. That's why the money's going crazy. That's why they're warring Elon versus Trump. They don't give a fuck. They have to. They have to. Because they need the dream. Thank you so much. They need the dreamer's attention. You're the dreamer. It's your dream. Listen, this is why I'm trying to get you to understand that it's a one dream and it's your dream. I'm in it. This is my dream. You're in it. But from your vantage point, when you wake up, the whole shit wakes up. Because you're the dreamer. That's the paradox. That's the divine conundrum. So what's happening to the dream of life? It's changing under the weight of the dreamer waking up. And it has to. Why? Because it's your fucking dream. So it has to change. The governments have to crash. You realize that you're up now, just like in a dream. Think about it. When you're in the dream realm and you sleep and you're at the whim of the dream, you're not up. You're at the whim of it. You're on a bus, you're on a train, you're running, you're jumping, you're smiling, you're having sex, you're in a helicopter. You're doing all that unconsciously. But when you wake up to this realm, you remember it. You're like, damn, I was on a helicopter. I was on a train, but I wasn't really there though. But I was there. I remember being there, but I was unconscious. What is the difference between that and this? There is no difference. The only difference is that you're waking up to a dream in this one. And you're about to dream lucid. And that's what's happening. You're becoming the lucid dreamer here. The night dream ain't do nothing but continue here. It's just more physical. It's the most physical a dream has ever been. It's the most physical a dream has ever been, and yet it's a dream. And you more than likely have had dreams that have felt just as physical as this one. Of course you have. And then you woke up to this shit and you're like, whoa, whatever the fuck I was just at felt just as real as this, to the point where I couldn't even distinguish the two, to the point where when I woke up I had to remind myself that that was just a dream. And then you're like, was it? Where the fuck was I? Lock in. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. That's what's happened here. But in our day-to-day, in our idle time, we get frustrated that it's not happening fast enough for us. Now let me get you something. Lock in. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. If you want to support me directly, you can hit the PayPal if you feel called to. I don't care if it's $1. It means the world to me. For anybody that wishes to donate, if you have and will, thank you. Was that the reason for all the blockages? I was not conscious. Yes, you weren't aware that you weren't aware of the nature of the reality. Lock it. I'm going to give you a grand example. I have questioned dreams as to if it's physically happened or not. I bet you have. Watch this. Okay, Dare to Dream with a name like Dare to Dream. Here we go. When you go to sleep, you dream for about, you have conscious, like dreams, like actual, like you fucking visualize the dream, only for about an hour or two. The actual visualizing in the dream. Other than that, it's just blink. Lock in with me. Just give me a second. Watch this. You go to sleep for about 8 hours on average. 8 hours on average. When you come back to the waking world, you have to remind yourself who you are. When you first wake up, you have no fucking clue what's going on. You're like, oh, what the you got to get reminded. Things are slower. Things are like, what the fuck? You're knocking the coals out your eyes. You're like, what is happening? Lock in. You just came from a realm. It was heavy. You were something else. You were some other being there. Then you came back to this and you're like, whoa, okay, confused as fuck. Especially when you take a nap during the day. When you take a nap during the day and you wake back up, you're like, what the fuck am I in? Okay. Now imagine this. I'm suggesting that you're waking up from a dream that you've been dreaming. If you're 30 and you just woke up, you've been dreaming the dream for 29 years. I'm suggesting that if you just woke up 5 years ago when you're 30, then you were dreaming a dream for 25 years. And you think you're just going to knock the dust off, knock the coals off, and shit just going to manifest like that? No, you got to remind yourself who you are. You got to remember. The same way when you're in another reality, when you go to sleep for 8 hours and you got to wake up back to this and remind yourself who you are. The fuck am I here? All right, I'm Stephen Lee. All right. I got work in 3 hours. All right, cool. I'm back. I remember. I'm back. Are you back? No, you're back to another fucking dream that you're saying that you're that again. So you got to knock the dust off of that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So you thinking, I'm just going to manifest some shit real quick. No. You're knocking off the dust. And I'm just talking about this incarnation. Now imagine if we've been reincarnating for thousands of years. Please listen. Excuse me. If in a linear way, if in a linear way, meaning time, step by step, year by year, if in a linear way we've been reincarnating for thousands of years, and the body that I am in holds the information of thousands of incarnations of family members and whatever the fuck, and I have that in my body, then I'm transmuting thousands of years of shit. This is why they call us generational curse breakers. The curse was just the thought that this was real. That was the real curse. And all the things associated with us thinking is real. Drama, fear, gossip, ego, jealousy, rage, stealing, robbing, killing, the whole 9 yards. Everything associated with us thinking that this is real. And in your DNA sequences, in the coding of your body. That's why they call you a generational curse breaker, because I know this is a lot. Please, I hope you're following me. Because from this point, everyone in your bloodline, you incarnated in the bloodline you're in so you can heal that bloodline, point blank. And me too. So everybody on the planet is doing that. Lock in with me. From my vantage point, everybody that came before me carried a specific frequency, energy, thoughts, feelings, patterns, walks, talks, looks, information. All that information was encoded in my DNA. All of it. So I had to transmute all of it to become the me that you're hearing right now. Okay? So I broke the curses of every fucking living being that's ever been in the lineage of my bloodline. And that's what you're doing now. Hence, and then from there, if I have a child, they will be encoded with everything that I am. And you're doing that. So what are we doing? We're creating mutants. We're creating the new human beings. We're creating the new human race. We're creating the new species. It's crazy as fuck. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what we're doing. All right? Okay? And so it is. Now, if we could only... you know what's crazy? Dr. Nicholas? Like, I'm at war with flies. I'm at war. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I'm at war with them. We are the real Transformers indeed. We are the X-Men, y'all. That's why I feel so crazy. That's why you feel so much anxiety. That's why you're like, fuck, hurry up, just crash. That's why every time you hear some bad shit about the government, you're happy. That's why every time you hear some bad shit about the world, you're like, finally, just fucking crash it all because it's over anyway. That's how you feel. I know it probably sounds pretty fucked up, but that's how you feel. You're like, yo, just end it, man. I'm tired of this shit. This shit over with. Fuck it. We know it's over. Be done. Done. Today, the riots in LA. Perfect. Thank God. Fucking end it. We're done. We don't care anymore. We're just over that. We're ready to start anew. We're ready to start anew. And that's how we feel in our heart of hearts. And what happens when the dreamer wakes up. Ashe, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. I ended it like Dave Chappelle would end it. I will be back sooner than later, but I will be back in the next couple of hours. I appreciate y'all for listening. Please support me in any way that you feel called to. Yeah? Click the link in my bio. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube. All of this will be on my YouTube. This included. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put this on my YouTube. So you guys make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, the whole 9 yards. Go through my wall, like it, share it, repost it. I'm already fighting the algorithm. I'm fighting the algorithm, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all support me in that way. If you wish to donate, my PayPal is in my bio. I don't care if it's $1. It means the absolute world to me. I am still in Egypt. I seen somebody ask me, yes, I'm still in Egypt. And anything goes a long way while on my journey and all that good stuff. So I thank you guys so much for listening to me rant and getting my energy off. It means the absolute world to me. You are loved. You are honored. You are respected. Ashe, ashe, ashe.